We are now live. We are now live. Welcome to Gap Wedge Wednesdays. This is going to be an extension of the Uninformed Fan. We're just going to try to kind of streamline everything for you. So this will be the first one that we have. Make sure you guys can tune in, get all your golf content. I know a lot of you guys did really, really well last week as well, too. It is always a pleasure to be joined by our good friends, Paulie Parputch, the Country Club Chad, as well as the three-time Jeremy Swinson as well. Boys, how are we doing?
Doing good. How you guys doing?
Fantastic. Paul, how are you?
What's up? I'm great.
Fantastic. It's good to hear. Guys, let's just real quick recap. If you, Paul, just kind of give us a breakdown. Players Championship. What an incredible week. Obviously, you picked Scotty Scheffler as the winner. We had a little hedge out as well, too, that went through. But just thoughts on how everything wrapped up. If you want to just give a recap on exactly who we had out there and exactly the spots that we hit.
Yeah, it was a good week. Scotty Scheffler turned out to be inevitable. So when he putts, he wins, and he made just enough. And the other folks that we had there up top just couldn't close it. Tough course. The Players is something, but to repeat for the first time in 50 years was pretty impressive. So yeah, pre-tournament bet on Scotty for
Shekels.
Yeah, break even bets basically. Yeah. Just cover your ass kind of bet. So that was good. Basically I think we missed 2 of the top 10. 3 of the top 10. I don't know. It was
so 7 out of the top 10 you had.
Yeah, so we were on Harmon, Xander,
did Theegala make it up there?
Fitzpatrick, Matsuyama, Wyndham.
Seabez made the top 20.
Yeah, a nice little hit.
Yeah, so it was a good week. I mean, it was so disappointing to win. That's how I can sum it up.
That's hilarious. Like if you think about that, like the fact that you picked the guy out of what 100 and how many in the field?
It was 144.
144, and you picked the guy to win, and you were disappointed. Just tells you everything that you should know about Paulie Parputch at Country Club Chad as well. Jeremy, you got anything that you want to recap on the Players?
I think it was amazing. You know, we always talk out when we're out doing this, and I tell people about this all the time. These guys know how to pick. They know how to pick winners. The guys you missed, Siwoo Kim, Ludwig Abear, Maverick McNeely. Those are the guys you missed out of the top 10. I mean, those are not guys you're going to bet on a lot. I know you guys do like Siwoo, but another great week for the boys.
Siwoo withdrew, so we're not going to talk about that, and we won't mention the name Cam Davis again. I thought Abear was like up there, wasn't he? When I saw he was making a push on Sunday, I thought. Where did he finish?
8th. That's what I'm saying. That's the only guys we didn't hit in the top 10.
Yeah. Well, he finished 8th. He's in the top 10.
Yeah, we didn't hit. No, but we didn't call him.
We didn't hit him
on Wednesday, so he wasn't on our card, and he was in the top 10.
I gotcha.
And Tom Kim withdrew, not Siwoo.
Siwoo finished 6th.
I get my Kims and my Woos mixed up sometimes. It's really tough.
I have a comment, but I'll leave it alone. So.
Thank you so much, Chad. I appreciate that. That's a sign of growth. And I think that's very important, and I commend you for that. That's absolutely fucking fantastic. Moving on, I do want to talk about, we do have a tremendous tournament coming up this week. We are at the Valspar. Paul, what are we looking at this week?
We are in Palm Harbor, Florida. Innisbrook Country Club, the Copperhead course, home of the Snake Pit. Hiss. That was for like.
Oh my God.
Theatrical effect.
What was that? A dodgeball reference?
It's pretty good, right?
I don't know if you're referring to R. Kelly or a snake.
Oh, stop it. Stop it.
I think there was also a line in Macklemore.
Ignition? No.
Popping tags.
Yeah. Okay.
So the course is 7,340 yards. It is the greens are 5,800 and change square feet. So not the biggest, but still they're getting smaller. We're smaller. We're not in the 8,000, but it's not 35 postage stamps like at Pebble. The greens are going to be Bermuda, although they say Poa Trivials, just like last week. It's a Bermuda course. We're in Florida. Rough acreage is 75, so we lose 50 acres of rough from last week. Water is on 9 holes. So the difficulty here is going to be hitting the fairways and staying on them. Not a ton of it's not wide open. It's trees, and we're going to see guys hitting from behind a tree. We're going to lose balls in the tree. You'll see trees. So this is a kind of course where it's different. Sam Burns won 2 years in a row at 17 under. Those are both low scores here. You're probably going to be somewhere between 10 and 14, I would say.
Yeah, those 2 years that he won, there was hardly any wind. And guess what there's going to be this week?
Some wind.
Wind.
What else are we looking at, Chad?
Like you're talking about on the off the tee, I feel like percentage-wise, this is the second hardest course to hit fairways. And last year they grew their rough out to 3.5 inches to 3.75 inches from when it was always only 3 inches before. So that made hitting greens out of the rough even harder last year. And the percentage of greens in regulation went from an average of 63% through the years before last to when they grew out the rough to down to 57%. So if you're not hitting the fairways, it's going to be much harder to land your ball on the green and be putting for birdies. So short game is going to be pretty big here. Another thing that's going to be big is scoring on the par fives. It's a normal 4 par fives, like normal with it being a par 71, though. There are 5 par threes, and they all are a distance of right around 200 or longer. So proximity 200 plus is going to be big for iron play. And the scoring on the par fives is going to be big too, because every single par 3 or par 4 on the course has an above average score to par. So you're not going to be sitting out there feasting on par 3s or 4s or birdies. So you want to make sure you're getting your birdies. Not a very big eagle rate on this course either for the par 5s because they're so long. 2 of them are over 600 yards, so not everybody can reach them. But you want to definitely make sure you're getting your birdies when you can on your par 5s, because that's going to be your best scoring spots to go low. You want to definitely avoid bogeys as much as you can too, because like I said, there's not a lot of options to get your scores back down if you're getting some bogeys out there. So I'm going to keep that under wraps.
Now, with you talking about some wind this week, Paul or Chad, who are some of the guys we're looking at that usually do play well in the wind? I know it's probably your coastal guys or your Mexico Open guys, the guys that play well like that. Who are some of the guys we're looking at the top?
Well, not necessarily coastal guys at the top. It's just great golfers that are playing well, have a knack for playing tough courses well. I'm going to go with Cameron Young. He's always a guy that's up there. He always seems to be finishing like top 5s, top 10s in majors or on the harder courses that we play. And I feel like it might be time for him to break through on a tougher course with a lighter field. He's only got about 5 guys ahead of him in the rankings, so I feel like maybe this is his time that he can actually maybe break out and get a win. I got him around 22 to 25 to 1. So I feel like in a field like this with his talent and his long irons, that he'll be able to pull off something. Maybe he can catch a little Scotty Scheffler putter heat, and start making some putts and pull off a win. Another guy who's been playing very well, Canadian, has been a Canadian that won here before, and I feel like the Canadians just love Florida. So a guy that's been playing very well, finished 26th last week at Players. He won Waste Management. I'm going to go with Nick Taylor. I'm going to jump on board that again. He's still at 30 to 1. I feel like that in a field like this, the way he's been playing, I feel like that's too high of a number for him. So I'm going to be back in Nick Taylor here also.
Now, just a quick note, Chad, you're going with Cam Taylor or Cam Young. Sorry, Cam. This is his debut at this tournament. He's never played here before.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously he's played majors since he's come up, and clearly he's never played those courses either. So he's the type of guy that if it's a harder course where other guys are not going to be in right positions for success, he's the type of guy that he learns courses fast and he knows where to put the balls. And like I was saying with his approach game, from 175 to 200 and 200 plus, he's one of the top guys in the field here that is going to be able to, stick his irons. And his par 5 scoring, he's in the top 20 in the field here. So those are two of the key stats that I'm looking at for him to succeed here.
I like that info, and by I can also tell you by my work, I know the Canadians love Florida because they love coming and sitting on my dock bar. Paul, tell me about who a couple of guys that you're looking up at near the top.
Yeah, so your top 5 in the odds are Xander, Sam Burns, JT, Jordan Spieth, Brian Harmon, Tony Finau. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess that's at 6, and then you get to the Cam Young.
Yep.
I don't really love anyone up there at the top. It feels like if anyone's going to do it, only because we were on him I know Chad, just hope he falls in a river, but it feels like if there's going to be a week that JT like shows up and just like wins, it's going to be this one at 16. I'm probably not betting that number in this field, but it's one of those like he's been creeping. He was in form. We're backing him at the top-ish of the board, or because we had Scotty in the field, you're getting a better number on him. So I feel like I've said JT the last 7 shows that he's been in the field. I just think this would be like the perfect JT move to come in and win this one. I don't think I've yet to decide if that's where my card is going to start. If it does, it gets a lot shorter, and I think I like too many guys between the 40 and 60 area. So I think I'll start. I also like Nick Taylor. And then depending on where you're looking for numbers, for instance, Hard Rock currently has this guy at 30, but I've seen him as long as 60. Is Sepp Straka.
Okay.
He's played well here in the past, played well in Florida, won at Honda, or whatever we're calling that now, Intuition or Brilliance or something like that.
Pfizer.
No, Covenant
Cognizant.
Cognizant.
There we are.
Is a terrible name for a golf event. It's Honda.
Always will be.
Yeah, he won there, so flip it over to the West Coast, and I think he could take it down. At 60, it's a must bet. At 30,
yeah, I could see him at 60, but maybe not 30, but 60, yeah,
right,
definitely.
Right. I think if you find him north of 40, you bet him. And then I like Doug Gim, who's trending in all the right places. He's hitting top of our models, no matter which way we enter in the data. This type of course, how he's playing lately, I think it's a trap. But at 45, Doug Gim's gonna get a little love.
Yeah, right now the way Doug Gim is playing, the only thing he can't do is putt. And the good thing about here is putting is a little easier. So
He has rattled off 6 straight top 16 finishes. So yeah, he's really doing well right now.
yeah, I got him in the model at 4th in par 5 scoring, 8th 175 to 200 proximity, 9th in double avoid, 5th in bogey avoid, 16th in scrambling. Yeah, he's definitely a play for me also. One thing I wanted to get back to about at the top of the board, we got a guy that has dominated this course the last 5 years. Last year he was 6th. The year before that he won. The year before that he won. His name's Sam Burns. I got him at 11-1. What I am going to do is going to juice that up a little. I'm going to be on Sam Burns this week, but I'm also going to have to juice it up with a couple other bets to try to make it worthwhile. I'll get it up into the like 25 to 30 range. I did take the Magic, the Rockets, and the Mavericks last night. Parlayed all that together with Sam Burns so that I still have some nice little equity, about 30-1 on Sam Burns to win this. So another thing I was looking at, I was talking to Paul about, if you like a 1 seed in the tournament, like a Houston or a UConn or Purdue, go ahead and throw that with Sam Burns and make your whole March fun. You know, he wins this week, then you're just sitting there watching some basketball and hoping your team takes it down also. So, and I think I want to say it was Purdue and Sam Burns together. I think it got to like 50 or 60-1. So go have some fun, boys. But getting to my middle guys, I do like Doug Gim, like Paul. Another guy that plays this course well. I did mention him earlier, Adam Hadwin. I don't know if he's in form right now, so I don't know if I'm going to be getting on him at 40-1. But another guy I do like at that area that fits our model well is Keegan Bradley. It's a shorter than driver course, so he's not going to be spraying it all over the place. He'll be hitting some fairways. He's a great approach guy. Another guy that is coming around, finished 19th at the Players, was 2nd here last year, and I feel like his ball striking is getting back to where it should be, is Adam Schenk at 60-1. So I'll be backing him again. He won me across the board T5, T10, T20 last year. So I have good faith in him that he can do it again this year. So I'll go ahead and back him again this year. Paul, you got any more guys in that range?
Bez, Christian Bezaden. Oh, I'm like a broken record. It's the same guys every week, but he's playing well. Finished top 20 last week, and this is the same type of course. The things that you have to do here that you have to do to be successful at the Players are the same. So I think staying on him at that in that range is probably.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like you just got you guys that just play good in Florida, so you got 3-4 weeks in Florida, you're gonna be on them like the whole month, So and then there's just some other guys just pop every now and then, so
Yeah, the guy that we talked about probably the most without saying that we liked him was Aaron Rye. He is a fairway finder. He is a little shorter off the tee, but hits his long irons pretty well. He takes really good care of his golf clubs. He can.
What does that even mean?
No, doesn't he? He uses head covers, right?
Oh, that's right. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
it's weird.
Yeah. But it's there's a story behind it, and it's wholesome. So I don't bag on him too much for it. But I thought I was going to say it in a nice way, but then you made me make fun of him for having it. But yeah, if he could putt and it can stay in the if it gets tough, he's like he's a pullover guy. So when it gets windy or wet, he still plays pretty well. So I don't know if he's a sweaty forearm kind of guy the way that Martin Keimer was. So if it gets warm and not as windy, I think we're looking at Sam Burns by about 5. But Aaron Rye's a guy that if it ends up in that 8 to 12 range, I think he could be competitive. So maybe a little sprinkle at the top and then somewhere in the T20 stuff, based on forecast. That'd be all I'm doing in the middle, I think.
Just a little what about for you. What do we think about? And I might have missed this as I had to run downstairs to change a diaper and a crying baby. Justin Thomas was abysmal, abysmal putting last week.
Yeah,
however, iron game and strokes gained was somewhere near the top, right?
Yeah, he's been in form lately.
Right there at the top of the list there, bud.
Heard that. All right.
Yeah. So when we're done here, you go back and listen to the show and the 5 minutes I spent on Justin Thomas.
What? Okay. Thank you. Go JT.
I hope he falls in the river.
What about? Yes, that's the exact comment. Chad, how about any of the longer shots? Any guys that are kind of showing some promise in the models that not maybe we talk about that often, or maybe some guys that some longer odds that you'd like to say, hey, what the hell? We'll throw a couple shekels at them.
Yeah, there's like you were talking about earlier with the coastal guys. I'm going to go back to Andrew Novak, who's had before last week. He's been playing very well. Most of those were in the Caribbean, Mexico, Puerto Rico. He was getting some top 10s. I think he had 3 straight top 10s in a row there, and then he fell off a little bit on a different kind of course. But I feel like he's got the game to play well here. He's had a top 20 here before, so he can play. I got to thinking about it whenever you mentioned the coastal thing. It was like, how do I not take Akshay at a coastal when it's going to be windy? So I guess I'm going to just throw something on there. It just came to my mind. I'm going to have to. I don't want to miss out on him. And I think I saw him at 90. So in a field like this, when it's going to get up in the wind, I feel like I can confidently get a top 20 out of him to cover my ass on the.
He played all right last week, didn't he?
Yeah, I thought he did.
I don't know how he finished, but I remember seeing him play pretty well the first few rounds. So,
well, he was with who was it that was going crazy in the beginning? Didn't he start off with who was up there at the top?
Wyndham.
He didn't. No, it was I can't remember. Oh well.
He was in.
But anyway,
on Thursday.
He was with someone that was going crazy.
Okay.
It might have been. Who was up there with Xander?
Rory and Wyndham Clark had 65s.
I think there's somebody who went out hot on the front 9, or played the back 9 first, and then was like.
And then that kind of fell off.
And then
because I kept seeing Akshay. Oh, it was Sahith. Sahith and Akshay. Yeah. Sahith and Akshay were together. But Akshay's got 3 straight missed cuts, so that's the only problem. But when he does make the cut, he's playing well.
He can fill it up,
Right. That's the thing.
He's a birdie monster, so
I think
especially if you're looking at like a cheaper daily thing, you know what I mean? Like in a DFS format.
Yeah, because like his last 3 cuts he made, he was 13th, 13th, and 14th. Yeah. And those are all coastal. Farmers, Sony, Century. So 2 of them in Hawaii, coastal. And isn't Farmers? I can't remember where Farmers is.
It's in California.
Yeah. So is that what is it on the coast of California or not?
Yeah, I think
the winds get up there.
I think all those California places have like you can hit it off a cliff and.
Yeah, so it's by the So
in the ocean.
3 straight top 20s at coastal courses. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and play that. Anyway, back to where I'm not venturing out and losing my shit. A deep long shot that I saw he's played here twice. He's got 2 top 20s. Is Davis Riley at 200 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he will play well here again. Might as well, right? So keep up the trends, as Jeff would like to follow. Maybe he can get a little higher up, get us top 10. Maybe get a win, pull a win out of his ass. Davis Riley. Didn't he win the Zurich with, or was that the other Davis? No, it was Davis Riley, right?
I feel like Davis Riley.
Yeah. Maybe get his own win this time. That's what I'm looking at there. Paul, you got any other long shots?
Not really. I mean, I think we've covered pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
I know
Oh,
we talked
what about Sam Ryder?
You know who's everyone? Oh yeah, definitely Sam Ryder. He's been playing to it. Here's the problem I have with even Doug Gim, right? Is these guys haven't had a week off in forever. It feels like they play every week. There's like, oh, he's been in the top 10 in the last 7 events. Well, that's the last 7 weeks of their life. Like these guys at some point have to fall off. And I feel like it's Sam Ryder's like, he's a younger guy. It seems like he's in pretty good condition, but man, they gotta get tired.
Well, you do know that neither one of them definitely did not play at API. They're not that good.
Yeah, but they didn't play in was it Puerto Rico at the same time?
No.
Oh yeah, Akshay took that week off. That's right, we talked about that. So good.
Yeah. All 3 of them did.
He got his rest 2 weeks ago. That's good.
Yeah.
Grayson, is it Grayson Sig?
Yeah.
Everyone on earth is talking about Grayson Sig. And the reason for that is he's very good at long proximity. So he hits the long irons too close.
And then just misses the putts.
Yeah.
He Jeff Schneider's them.
Oh, man.
There it is.
Yes.
I couldn't let that one go.
3 putt from 5 feet. And then we have a Dylan Wu sighting. So Dylan Wu is in the field at 150. And
yeah,
then, so a guy that I mentioned early, right? So maybe first show of the season, we talked about 2 guys that I said were going to win. One guy I said's got a major in him. That was Aberg, Ludwig, whatever we're calling him. And then Matty Schmid. Matty Schmid played terrible for weeks. Oh, Matty Schmid, 100 to 1, dead last. Matty Schmid, da-da-da-da. And the only one he didn't lose to was Cam Davis, who shot 17 over. Matty Schmid. Then the next thing I know, it's Sunday, and I see the leaderboard, and I got a Matty Schmid sighting. So
is that in Mexico?
This dude is going to win. It was the last 2 weeks, whether it was last week or the week before. It might have been.
He played really well.
He played really well in Mexico, and then, like, I had him, and then he just shit the bed. But that's all right because Bryce Garnett took it down anyway. So, but that was Puerto Rico.
Yeah, but Matty Schmid is going to win eventually. I don't know if it's going to be this week, but he's 151 and he's coming off good form. Other than that, I mean, he'd be throwing darts. A guy who's in the field this week that we mentioned in the past, comeback trail, very good form, been trending up, is Bud Cauley. Bud Cauley is good at golf. However, he has played here before, and his best finished is like 71. And then everything else is a miscut. So I think Bud Cauley's got a couple top 5s in him somewhere, but I'm going to wait until we get to maybe the next leg of a week before the Masters, week after the Masters, something like that. I don't think I'm not sure Bud Cauley's doing a top 20 in Tampa. He might.
One guy who
the number's good, so you can risk it, but
who I do want to kind of like circle, just kind of keep an eye on. And I'm not sure how you pronounce this. Ryo Hisatsun.
We've mentioned him before.
He's
Yeah.
been mentioned a few times, and I got to watch a little bit of him last week. They had some coverage of him on the Ocho, or whatever it is that they had out there. But I was watching him, and the kid seems like he's got some game, and he's pretty young, but seems like he just has all the confidence in the world right now. Just an interesting name, I feel like, to look at down the road.
It is.
I don't know.
Yeah. How do
Tough to pronounce.
Paul? How do we feel about since in the last 7-8 years there's been 2 guys that have won back to back here have defended their title? How do we feel about Taylor Moore and defending it at 60-1?
I think for all the reasons that you just said, at 60-1, you probably have to bet him.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, Paul
This is
Casey
clear-
went back to back, right?
Yeah, this is clearly a horse for course type of setting.
Yeah.
Certain guys play it well.
Burns went back to back.
Casey went back to back. And then Burns almost went trifecta because he was 6th last year.
Yeah. So, Chad, a happy memory. I don't know if you remember, but when Adam Hadwin won here.
Yeah, that was our double week.
That's right.
We also won the DP with the SSP.
That's
Chareza.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
This was the week. That was when Valspar was before API.
The week before API.
And we got kicked off of that other site that we had bet, and we could not bet the API. And they took down golf for everyone, so everyone was pissed off at us because they were not allowed to bet API that week.
That is correct.
Great story.
Yeah, we should.
And look now. Now you live in the beautiful state of Florida, and you're able to go on your Hard Rock Bet app and do whatever you want to. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Look how far things have come.
Here we are. All right. Anything else?
Can't have mid-level bookies shutting us down.
anything else?
I was going to retire on Mark Leishman. Oh.
Yeah, we were.
Hey, any thoughts about this the PIF merger coming soon? Looks like it's going to probably happen here shortly.
What?
I don't know what you're talking about because I just look at stats and numbers and stuff like that. Sorry.
Try to pick winners, baby.
I feel like I'm just excited to have everybody under the same roof of golf again.
Who said that was happening? Which email did you read?
Did you get spammed again?
No, I read some things.
Do not send money to an Egyptian prince.
It's funny though, because like even John Rahm was talking about it. He's like, man, it really is kind of a bummer not being able to play in some of these events. It sucks not being able to defend certain things, and
then he uses $100 bills to wipe his tears. Okay, yeah.
Even
Jeff, with that that was it called Pro Tour or something? Did they spell it TUOR? Is that the one that sent it to you?
Oh,
that's spam. TOUR is the way you spell it.
They got some good content on there. Whatever, dude.
All right, guys. Anything else to wrap it up for today?
Yeah. Since we're kind of freewheeling here for the first time on our own, we talked about. You just mentioned John Rahm. Did anybody see his menu for the Masters?
I did.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Thoughts?
I would love to be there. I mean, to start off with tapas. Right. And just have that just going on. And then all of a sudden then you get, and also I'm very interested in Mama Rahm's famous lentil soup,
I mean,
but the Iberico, I mean, everything, it looks fantastic. Really. And I'm sure he's going to have some phenomenal wine paired with that as well too. So
if you like that style of food, he worked closely with,
Jose Andres, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's who he was talking to. Like the day, like he had not finished all his press conferences yet, and he had already talked to the chef about planning the meal. So he's been doing that is probably the most important thing of his deal. I think it's fine. I think he missed the ship on there are definitely some tapas in that Basque style of food that I enjoy more than a quiche. It's basically a quiche, dude.
Yeah. I mean,
But-
Hideki's menu was pretty solid as well too.
Oh, he murdered it.
Yeah, I mean, but I love that they're doing this, and it's not just like the typical like, oh, we're gonna have burgers and shakes. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, no, they're doing their country stuff.
they're doing whatever they want for their country, which I think.
Yeah,
is
I
cool.
mean,
I love
Scotty, you can't fault Scotty for Texas boy serving steak and
Yeah, that's what we do.
Sliders.
ice cream. He did do sliders.
I can't say
Did
half
do-
these words on this menu.
The one thing I love is everyone just knocking Rory about how he doesn't have to worry about the dinner unless he's serving it.
Oh my god!
Wow.
I tell you what, I think the way he's been playing he only has one goal. He has used every event in the lead up to the Masters as a gear up, the way that they use the Houston Open or the Texas Open or whatever the Open is, and where they're like, all right,
Yeah, he'll be using the Valero.
Phil used to show up to the Valero and just hit draws and fades all over the place, and people are like, he's not playing that well, and then he shows up at the Masters and wins.
That's the thing too, is you feel like Rory's game should fit Augusta really well.
Well, Rory's game should fit any golf course.
It does.
Fit
He
any
just
golf course
chokes.
technically, but I don't know. Interesting.
But
He
you're right.
chokes at the wrong time.
You guys wanted to throw out your winners for the NCAA tournament while we're here, since it starts tomorrow?
Didn't we do that?
Paul's got Purdue.
Iowa State.
Here's the real question, Chad. Does Texas win a game in the tournament?
Probably not. They suck.
It's crazy how they are so snake bitten in the tournament. It's really wild.
Well, I mean, last year they got the Elite Eight. They had 5 seniors, and then they lost everybody this year. And then the transfer portal, it's like everyone transfers now, and like everyone has a whole new team every year. It's like team I do like that that can probably sneak up on somebody might be this year's FAU is James Madison. Watch out for them.
Okay. Love it.
Yeah.
I think they had a decent draw.
I have them taking down Wisconsin.
There you go. They're a 12 seed, right?
Yeah.
12 seed usually, at least one 12 seed usually makes it to Sweet 16.
Feels like Wisconsin always loses as the 5 seed too. Like they always lose that 5-12 game. I don't know why I feel like that.
And then Virginia. How about Virginia?
Oh,
Unbelievable. Like
They're
how
Iowa
ugly is it?
Virginia's
You put Virginia in instead of putting St. John's in.
Yeah. You put Virginia in and instead of fucking Helen Keller blind and deaf school.
Unreal. Like you know that they're going to struggle to get to 50 points every game.
Right. I saw a guy had a shirt that Iowa football is Virginia basketball.
I love that. That's exactly right. And Tyson touched on this a little bit when we were talking about in the podcast earlier, but why don't we do these 10 seed playing games? Like why would
that
not
makes no
just stick
sense.
to 16 seed playing games? Like why are you you could be a 10 seed, but you're gonna have to go play another 10 seed to get in, and we're gonna see who's
because
gonna do that.
that's where they follow the quality of the team, and they made that decision because you got your guys that are automatically in, like your 16s, your really shitty conferences that you win your conference, you get in, and then you have those are all the other play-ins are at large that right on the bubble. So that's why those guys are all playing to get into the actual 64. Like those 8 teams that are playing in the 10 seed games are the last 8 to get in. Like if you look at them, they're all at large bids, I think. That's why.
Anything else you guys got? I'm good.
Nah, I figure that's about it.
Boys, pleasure. Good luck this weekend. Jeremy, anything you got?
Nope, I'm off tomorrow, so I will be finding myself somewhere with my some food and some beverages and watching basketball all freaking day. It's my favorite day of the year.
Very happy for you. It's great.
Hopefully no games like Virginia.
No, God no. 14 points at half? God no.
See what
They look like the
All right,
Charlotte
boys.
Hornets last night.
Dude, I could not believe that halftime score. I sent that out to like 3 people. I was like, is this a real halftime score?
It was like 67-32.
15 points. It was 32. Yeah, 67-32 at half.
That's an NBA team. Jesus.
That's wild.
Jim Boeheim zone defense there. All right, boys. That's for our first one of our Gap Wedge Wednesday new edition. We're going to be doing this every week. We will have the uninformed fan as always, but we're going to now do a little Gap Wedge Wednesday, get a little more in depth with the boys. That way you can focus in on what you want to pick and who you want to pick and who these guys are taking, because what they do, they may bore you, but they make you money.
Hey, good luck this weekend, boys. Appreciate you.
We'll try to liven it up next week.
You got
What are you going to do? Fucking come on with your shirt off?
Whoa,
No.
whoa.
Whoa. It's a family show.
Yeah, I don't come on anyone with their shirt off.
No, I'm the Segura
Not even your
of this
wife?
podcast. Stop it.
Wow.
Yep, here we go.
Bye.
Right there.
This is the R-rated one.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Later,
Jeff,
boys.
we'll see you next week.
Talk to
Have
you.
a good one.
Talk to you
Good
later.
luck.
We will see everyone next Wednesday.